Hello, thank you for watching my channel today. My name's Sarah and this is Your True Shelf. Today I'm doing my April book haul, so all the books that I obtained in the month of April. And the first one of these was from a charity shop. I think all of them are from charity shops this month. And this is Andrea Levy's Never Far From Nowhere. So as we know, Andrea Levy sadly died earlier this year. I've read two of her books, The Long Song and Small Island, and I really liked both of them. So when I saw this one, I snapped it up. It's not one that I've ever heard of before. It's about two sisters, called Olive and Vivian. They're born in London, their parents are Jamaican, and they go to the same school, and it says Vivian's life becomes a chaotic mix of friendships, youth clubs, skinhead violence, A-levels, discos and college. And Olive, 3 years older and skin a shade darker, has a very different tale to tell. So it's a bit of a mystery what the plot is completely about, but it sounds really good. And you know, like I said, I've really enjoyed her previous two works that I've read, and I'm looking forward to this one. The next one is another charity shop find, and that is We Were Liars by Lockhart. I remember a number of years ago when this came out, I heard quite a lot of praise about it from podcasts. So this was out in 2013, so before the days when I watched BookTube, and I don't know a huge amount of what it's about, to be honest. It just says, we are liars, we are beautiful and privileged, we are cracked and broken, a tale of love and romance, a tale of tragedy, which are lies, which is truth, you decide. So I quite like stories with unreliable narrators and where you don't know whether they're telling the truth and whether there's twists and turns. So that sounds interesting, and it's quite a small book and it's in good condition, which is good. So the next one that I got was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize 2013 and the Women's Prize for Fiction 2014. It's an author who I've heard a lot about and have never read before, and this is The Lowland by Jhumpa Lahiri. So as I said, I've heard lots of good things about her work, but I haven't actually read her before. So this one is, it says, from Subhash's earliest memories, at every point his brother was there. In the suburban streets of Calcutta, where they wandered before dusk, and in the hyacinth-strewn ponds, where they played for hours on end, Udayan was always in his older brother's sight. So close in age, they were inseparable in childhood, and as the years pass, US tanks roll into Vietnam and riots sweep across India. Their brotherly bond can do nothing to forestall the tragedy that will end their lives. So I love books set in India. I love books that are set in more than one continent over a long period of time, and I love books where it's set in families. So I think all of those will make it something that I really enjoy from the sound of the back cover. And this is also in pretty good condition, which is nice as well. The next one is another author that I haven't read, who I have got another of her books, but I haven't read that one yet, and that is Helen Dunmore, and this is called Birdcage Walk. So this one is set in the 1792 in Europe, and it's about a woman called Lizzie, and she's a bit of an idealist and a revolutionary, and she marries a property developer who is wealthy, and then she has basically grown up like questioning things and independent, and he wants to tie her down and you know, make her conform, and it says that she then finds herself dangerously alone because of her passion. So that sounds really good. It sounds like a good feminist fiction. It sounds like it will make me a bit cross, but it sounds, and I don't really read things that are set that long ago either, so it's quite a nice sort of mix up of time periods. Then two more. So the first one is a romance story, which I am no longer, like I say, I'm no longer embarrassed that I like romance books. This is by Adele Parks. I've never read Adele Parks before, but I think I'm going to like it. She sounds like up my street. So this one is called Playing Away by Adele Parks. this is about a girl who is called Connie, who's been married for a year to her husband Luke, and then she meets a man called John. Not the sexiest name, John. She meets a man called John, and she's really attracted to him, and she doesn't know what to do. And it sounds like from the back that they embark upon an affair, and it sort of talks about the risks and the consequences and how it could, you know, how she could follow in her desire, that could sort of blow everyone's lives apart, really. So yeah, I bet it's going to be quite pacey, quite raunchy, and quite fun to read. So I'm looking forward to that. And the final one is a book that I heard of many moons ago, which I actually didn't realise, part of the front cover, that it's been made into a film produced by Oprah. That's always a really good sign for me. And this book is Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. This was published in 1986. It's about a girl called Janie who basically didn't want to grow up following in the footsteps of her ancestors, and she didn't want to just be a wife and a mother. She wanted more from her life, and she ended up getting married, and it says she decides that in the end that husbands are just things to drape her dreams over, and it says at the end she finally meets the man of her dreams, who will truly liberate her, and instead of offering her diamonds, he offers her a packet of flowering seeds. So actually, I'm completely wrong. This was published in 1986, this edition, but actually it says first published in 1937, which is fantastic. So yeah, that would be really interesting. And like I say, I've wanted to read this for a long time. I think I've heard Oprah talk about it before, and I'll definitely then watch the film because it's got Halle Berry, produced by Oprah. So they were the books that I hauled in the month of April. So 6. And I have actually, I haven't filmed my wrap up yet. I'll film my wrap up soon. But I've actually just finished a book from my pre-2011 TBR, which I made a video about recently. And so I've just made one space on my shelf. Now that I've finished reading the welcome prize list, I have actually making some headway with my TBR, which is very exciting. And so I'm really looking forward to making more space for the new books to come in, which is great. There's also, I can't remember if any of these books were from there. I think Their Eyes Are Watching God might have been. There's also, when in the village where I live, a lady has set up a book swap where she's basically made like a little wooden cabinet in the bottom of her driveway on the road, and anyone in the village can drop off books and take other books from there. So I took about 8 or 10 books down there the other day, which were ones that I had in my pile to give to charity. And then I got one of these, which I can't remember which one it was, but I got one of these, and my daughter chose some because I have children's books as well. So that's really nice, because when I've finished with the books that I've read, I can take them down there, and then if there's anything that catches my eye, I can bring that home, and it doesn't cost me anything. So that's really nice. So anyway, let me know what you've hauled this month, if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them, and I hope you're having a lovely weekend, although it'll probably be in the middle of the week by the time this goes live because my internet's so bad, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye!